Happy Halloween! This is Hard4Games, and I'm your host, Tony. Today we are featuring another Play As mod by Skilar Babcock. Now, you may remember him from the channel. He did a Play As Twilight Princess Link mod within Ocarina of Time, and the same thing for Breath of the Wild. So, play as the Breath of the Wild version of Link, but within the world of Ocarina of Time. Now, those were two incredibly detailed mods with fantastic character design, modeling work, and equipment adjustments that provided an extra level of immersion. But today, he's doing kind of the opposite. He has recreated the Hero of Time, aka Link from Ocarina of Time, but within Twilight Princess. And he has versions available for you to play for both the GameCube and Wii U port. Now keep in mind, this sort of character model importing has never really been done for Twilight Princess before. He is trailblazing. He is, to our knowledge, the first one to do something like this for this game. So we're going to be showcasing both versions of the mod, and then I'm going to be tossing it over to Skilar so he can talk a little bit about the process, the people involved, and some of his creative decision making. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So here we have the Wii U version. This is the normal old Twilight Princess Link. Probably shouldn't say that because he's actually one of my favorite versions, but let's swap him out with another one of my favorite versions, the Hero of Time. And you know, it's mods like this where I see a small team of individuals working on a project and wonder why the hell Nintendo can't do an Ocarina of Time HD. Because just look at this, it looks great. There's adjustments to his tunic, his hair, the equipment, which of course we'll get into in a moment, but my point is, here's the Hero of Time made to fit perfectly well into a different and HD game without looking out of place. Nintendo needs to get off the lazy remake train. Jumping back to Twilight Princess, Link, here he is again with a Hylian shield and Master Sword, just in case you forgot what it looks like. And here's the mod with the same weaponry. Back to the retail again, this is the wooden shield. And here's the mod's Hero's Shield, clearly inspired by Majora's Mask. Now keep in mind here that the stats and attributes of the weaponry and the tunics, they're all the same. So Skilar gets around this by saying that this is a wooden shield coated in metal, so it'll still catch fire and burn up. It's a little bit of a poetic license there. And instead of the Orden Shield, we have the Gilded Sword, again taking cues from Majora's Mask. And let's go ahead and jump into the tunics. Now, obviously, you've seen the green one, so here is the Zora's tunic from the retail version. Incredibly detailed here. Obviously, Ocarina of Time's blue tunic is much plainer, so I was curious to see how it would play. And of course, yes, it is plainer, but it makes sense within this context and looks good. Now, where this gets really interesting is the magic armor. In the retail game, you are impervious to harm at the cost of your money. Your rupees are always ticking down. Here we have the same thing, but the armor is inspired by the fierce deity in Majora's Mask. Just take a look at these colors here. Mwah. It is gorgeous. Now, I mentioned the mod exists for the Wii U and the GameCube, and it is mostly the same, but there are some differences just due to the limitations of modding each particular game. One of the differences is with the magic armor / deity armor in the GameCube version. Notice here there's no rupee drain, but you don't get invincibility. Instead, you have double defense. Now this will come in handy because the mod is essentially running a sort of hero mode. And for those of you that are unaware, Skilar will explain it a little bit more in his segment, but basically it is hard mode. A few other notes. Epona has been a bit cutified. And Kakariko Village, am I pronouncing that right? I don't know, correct me in the comments, has been turned from a dusty town into a grassy village. Gives it a little bit more of an Ocarina of Time feel. And both of these adjustments are only available in the Wii U version. Now back to the GameCube version, there are a few additional bonuses here that you're not going to see in the Wii U mod. For example, Link's wolf form is the Hero Shades wolf. Nothing game-changing, but it's nice to look at. One aspect that is game-changing is the reinstitution of R shielding, i.e. you must press both L and R to use Link's shield. You are more limited here, but it's more like Ocarina of Time. Basically, it just sort of makes you readjust and rethink your offense-defense strategy when fighting. Now, if you prefer these changes but miss the flashy, shiny HD Wii U version, the mod actually comes with a texture pack for the GameCube. It makes it look real nice, so you won't be missing too much in terms of visuals. So that's enough from me. I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to Skilar, and he's going to talk more about these changes.
Happy Halloween, everyone. This is Skilar returning for the third time on the channel. Thanks for having me, Tony. I am very happy to introduce the very first play as mod to ever exist for Twilight Princess, and it's going to be the hero of time himself. It's a stunning 180 from my last project showcased on the channel. After 5 long years of trying to get character models in, we were able to do it. After my friend Zen and I were able to confirm what the issue was, someone named Sage of Mirrors, also known as Gamma, was able to put some oomph into Yoshi 2's Super BMD to get them working. And I used this Link model to test it. We spent very many hours testing. Also, a special thanks to Mystic Soar and Killsdex Gaming for the Wii U tools, and Dragon Domain Zero for the documentation to make that possible. With permission from someone named Pick, I used the Project M Link model he made as a base, and I completely overhauled the geometry and textures, and I think the end result is quite satisfying. He created the model almost a decade ago, so I guess you could call it a collaboration of time. I did what I could to adapt to Twilight Princess's art style, which was rather easy, since Twilight Princess style was supposed to be an evolution of the Ocarina of Time N64 style anyway, being a spiritual sequel of sorts. For certain colors, I ended up looking into other characters. Link's hair, for example, which uses a darker version of Colin's hair color, which was the closest equivalent to bright yellow hair in Twilight Princess. I did also keep the same face, since Twilight Princess Link is a direct descendant Ocarina of Time Link. It makes sense that they would look alike. Link's new wolf model on GameCube uses the Hero Shade wolf model for obvious reasons, since that is already the hero of time. The rest of the models I modeled and textured myself. I wasn't able to do a full item overhaul like Twilight Princess N64 Link, but what I did do, I put a lot of effort into, taking from both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. While I'm sure not everyone will love my creative choices, for those who do, please enjoy. I'm happy to say I was able to make this mod work on both GameCube and Wii U. Porting to Wii U has been a great challenge since all the work has to be done manually, so I had to do everything twice with 3 times the work. The payoff was worth it, however, and I hope everyone can enjoy. The GameCube version benefits from the Twilight Princess Revamped mod that my buddy Jack Walker and I worked on, which allows for a higher damage to Link like Hero Mode, R shielding, and double defense. The magic armor also has no rupee drain. This gives a real authentic Ocarina of Time feeling. Something I wish to have in the future is this mod for the Wii U, especially the shielding armor features. So if there are any Wii U ASM hackers out there that would be interested in making this possible, please let me know on my YouTube channel. I do plan to have a Child Timeline Adult Link mod in the future that uses the actual hero's tunic and Zora's armor, since those first belong to the Hero of Time. I will leave off with a preview of the former, and it will have Twilight Princess weapons.
So thank you again to Skilar for letting me take a look at these mods. It's always a pleasure. He has just such incredibly detailed and excellent work. It's just awesome to mess around with. Now, if you want more information and more details on his work on this particular project, I'm going to put links to his YouTube page in a card above and in the description below, in addition to some links to some choice highlight videos from his channel. And yes, this mod is available for you to play now, so go ahead and check it out, but also still stay tuned because there will be adjustments down the line. For example, he is almost finished, as of the filming of this episode, with changing Link's voice in Twilight Princess to the Ocarina of Time voice. That particular aspect is a work in progress, but it is almost done, so there will be little updates and upgrades along the way. But aside from that, thank you all for watching. I certainly appreciate it, and we'll see you all next time.